The Senate is barreling toward a showdown on the floor over immigration, with both sides digging in as they hunt for 60 votes. The battle could come to a head as soon as Thursday, with Majority Leader Mitch McConnellAddison, Mitchell McConnell Dems confront Kelly after he calls some immigrants lazy. McConnell, whoever gets to 60 wins on immigration overnight. Defense, latest on spending fight, House passes stopgap with defense money while Senate nears two-year budget deal, Pentagon planning military parade for Trump, Afghan war will cost B in 2018 more, RKY, urging lawmakers to move forward quickly. At a minimum, under the regular order, we can make sure at least they receive a vote by Friday morning. I hope the Democratic leader will finally consent to hold these votes on amendments today, he said. McConnell has teed up 4 proposals, a measure from Senators Chris Coons Andrew Coons overnight cybersecurity, Tillerson proposes new cyber bureau at state, Senate bill would clarify cross-border data rules, Uber exec says no justification for covering up breach. Hatch bill would dramatically increase H-1B visas. Live coverage, shutdown begins more, Dell, and John Sidney McCain. McConnell, whoever gets to 60 wins on immigration. Meghan McCain, Melania is my favorite. Trump, by far. Kelly says Trump not likely to extend DACA deadline more. Republican Arizona, dealing with Dreamers and border security, an amendment from Senator Pat Joseph Toomey. Top GOP candidate drops out of Ohio Senate race. Newly declassified memos detail extent of improper Obama-era NSA spying. Overnight tech, FCC won't find Colbert over Trump joke, Trump budget slashes science funding, net neutrality comment period opens more, ARPA, cracking down on sanctuary cities, a bipartisan proposal from the Common Sense Coalition and a framework from the White House. Under Senate rules, the earliest the Senate can vote is early Friday morning, unless lawmakers agree to speed things up. No votes are currently scheduled. To overcome an initial procedural hurdle, any proposal would need to get 60 votes, meaning the support of both Republicans and Democrats. As of Thursday morning, each of the 4 measures appeared short of that total, though lawmakers and the White House are scrambling to lock down support. Here's what to watch for. How many votes can the centrist measure get? The centrist group, led by GOP Senator Susan Margaret Collins McConnell, whoever gets to 60 wins on immigration. GOP senators turning Trump immigration framework into legislation. Longtime Clinton confidant blames Comey for 2016 loss. More, Republican Maine, is working to win over wary members on both sides. Only 8 Republican senators are on board with the proposal. If every Democratic senator supports it, which is not guaranteed, they would need at least 11 Republicans to get 60 votes. Senator Jeff Lane Flake McConnell, whoever gets to 60 wins on immigration. Huckabee Sanders, Dems need to decide if they hate Trump more than they love this country. Trump spokeswoman fires back at Flake, his numbers are in the tank. More, Republican Arizona, told reporters he is working to whip votes for the plan. We're close, he said on Thursday. The proposal includes a pathway to citizenship for illegal immigrants who came to the country as children, often referred to as Dreamers. It also contains $25 billion for border security and narrow changes to family-based immigration. Several Republicans who backed a comprehensive immigration bill in 2013 that was much more expansive, including Senators Orrin Hatch and Grant Hatch. Overnight tech, Uber exec says no justification for covering up hack, Apple considers battery rebates, regulators talk Bitcoin, SpaceX launches world's most powerful rocket. Overnight cybersecurity, Tillerson proposes new cyber bureau at state, Senate bill would clarify cross-border data rules, Uber exec says no justification for covering up breach. Hatch introduces bipartisan bill to clarify cross-border data policies. More, Utah, and Arthur Heller campaign slams GOP rival over 6-figure nonprofit salary. Juan Williams, help Trump climb down from the wall. GOP Senate candidate fundraising lags behind Dems in key races. More, Nevada, have yet to say whether they will support the plan. A spokesman for Hatch said he is currently reviewing each of the proposals but wants to support a proposal that not only can pass the House, but that can be signed into law by the president. But Senator Bob Phillips Corker Pentagon, war in Afghanistan will cost billion in 2018. K.T. McFarland officially withdrawn as nominee for ambassador. K.T. McFarland withdraws as nominee for ambassador. More, Tennessee, who also voted for the 2013 bill, on Thursday said he would vote against the bipartisan proposal, dealing a blow to the effort. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is actively lobbying against the proposal, saying it will incentivize more illegal immigration and increase crime. In a statement Thursday, the White House said advisors would recommend that Trump veto the centrist bill if it reached his desk. This amendment would drastically change our national immigration policy for the worse by weakening border security and undercutting existing immigration law. And the amendment would undermine the safety and security of American families and impede economic growth for American workers, White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said in a statement. Underscoring the uphill path the amendment has, Senator Dick Durbin Dick, Joseph Durbin Dems confront Kelly after he calls some immigrants lazy. McConnell, whoever gets to 60 wins on immigration. Hoyer, DACA deal a long ways off. More, deal, warned that some members of the Democratic caucus could also oppose the plan over money it contains for the U.S.-Mexico border wall and a provision that blocks Dreamers for sponsoring parents that knowingly brought them into the country illegally. I'm telling you, there are people with serious issues over this compromise, Durbin, the number 2 Senate Democrat, said after a closed-door caucus meeting. If the bipartisan plan falls short of 60, there is a possibility that several Democrats, particularly those eyeing a run for the White House in 2020, will end up voting against it. How much support will Trump's 4-pillar plan get? Trump's plan, spearheaded by Senator Chuck Grassley. Ernest Grassley. Overnight cybersecurity. Tillerson proposes new cyber bureau at state. Senate bill would clarify cross-border data rules. Uber exec says no justification for covering up breach. Overnight finance. Senator's near 2-year budget deal. Trump would love to see a shutdown over immigration. Dow closes nearly 600 points higher after volatile day. Trade deficit at highest level since 2008. Paletti leaving Wall Street Group. Grassley to Sessions. Policy for employees does not comply with the law. More, Republican. Iowa is widely expected to fall short of the 60 votes needed to pass the Senate. If every Republican backed the measure, which appears unlikely, Grassley would still need to win over at 9 Democratic senators to reach 60. Only one Democratic senator, Senator Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin. McConnell, whoever gets to 60 wins on immigration. Manchin, senators should sign pledge not to campaign against each other. GOP senators turning Trump immigration framework into legislation. More, DW. Virginia, has signaled he could potentially back Trump's framework. Everything I've seen in it I can support, but I know that it might be a bridge too far for some people on my side of the aisle, he told reporters. The bill, which mirrors the White House framework, includes a path to citizenship for 1.8 million people, $25 billion in border security, tougher interior enforcement and significant cuts to legal immigration. The White House framework guts the diversity program, making up for the cuts in legal immigration by accelerating admission of people stuck in the green card backlog. How many Republicans will break with the president? One thing to watch for is how many Republicans vote against the White House's plan. With that vote coming last, many Senate Republicans might be wary of contributing to the defeat of Trump's proposal, even if many of them would prefer the bipartisan approach. Winning significantly less votes on the floor would be an embarrassment for the White House. It remains to be seen whether Republican senators who have been involved in the bipartisan talks, like Senators Michael Rounds. McConnell, whoever gets to 60 wins on immigration. Overnight defense. House passes defense spending bill in symbolic vote. Official resigns. Worker fired for Hawaii fake missile alert. General says U.S. would have minutes of warning time after North Korea launch. Senate Republicans call on Trump to preserve NAFTA. More, SD. Marco Antonio Rubio. Trump must send Russia powerful message through tougher actions. McCain. Coons immigration bill sparks Trump backlash, taking a strong stance to protect election integrity. More, Florida. Collins and Graham will support the White House framework if it has the last chance for action on immigration. Flake, for one, has said he can support the White House plan due to the cuts it would make to legal immigration. Republican senators up for re-election may be especially keen to avoid a break with the White House on the issue, given how crucial Trump's support can be in fending off a primary challenge. At least one Republican, Senator Ted Cruz Edward Cruz SAS statement, Trump nominee who spread conspiracy theories has a tinfoil hat coalition of 44 groups. Calls for passage of drug pricing bill for the sake of our democracy. Politicians must stop bickering. More, Republican Texas, appears dead set against all of the immigration proposals, including Trump's. He voted against starting debate and says the Senate should not pass amnesty for Dreamers. Will any Dems agree to Trump measure if it's the last bill standing? Republicans are preparing to dare Democrats to either support the White House's framework or accept doing nothing. Under McConnell's floor maneuvering, Trump's plan is currently the last of the 4 measures to get a vote, setting up a take-it-or-leave-it dynamic for Democrats. But Durbin predicted the Grassley White House plan will still fall short, even if nothing else is able to get 60 votes. I think the writing's on the wall with the Grassley proposal. Few if any Democrats will vote for it, he said. Republicans will likely put pressure on the 10 Democrats up for re-election in states won by President Trump. Donald John Trump Tillerson, Russia already looking to interfere in 2018 midterms. Dems pick up deep red legislative seat in Missouri. Spire on Trump's desire for military parade. We have a Napoleon in the making. More in 2016, as well as Democratic Senator Doug Jones, who just won a seat from the Republican-leaning state of Alabama. Democrats will have to weigh the White House framework against the possibility of coming up empty-handed and playing the blame game with Trump from now until November. And Grassley, who has repeatedly lashed out at Democrats, said if they agree to give his plan an initial 60 votes they would be able to offer changes before a final vote. Here's an opportunity to do something we shouldn't miss.